Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Partha Padmanabhan. Um, I am the one of the instructors at UCSC Silicon Valley Extension, teaching few courses, and then I also work as the act as the program chair for the database and data analytics program. A quick introduction about me. I work as a data architect in one of the Silicon Valley companies here, and I'm having more than 20, 25 years of experience in the information technology area, mostly focusing on the data architecture, data modeling, and other data related, anything and everything related to data aspects. Um, I started teaching data modeling for relational databases, 10 years ago. And then now I teach data visualization and dashboards and data analytics introduction program. I started serving as the program chair for the last almost a year now. So that's about me. And then now we'll get on to uh, the information session. So as I said, I used to teach data modeling, but now one of my other colleagues is teaching the data modeling, and I teach the dashboards and data visualization, um, and then the data analysis introduction course as well. I've been teaching all these together almost for the last 10 years, actually. Okay. So overall, the engineering and then the technology, the area or the domain that I call it as, has nine different certificate programs altogether, starting from the VLSI, the embedded systems, some of them related to programming, computer programming and internet programming and quality management, and also the OS administration like Linux programming, information technology in general, and also about the user experience and UX, UI, web design, and so on. And then in last but not the least, the database and data analytics program, which comprises of, a lot of, certificate courses inside that. Um, we'll go over that. So as part of the program requirements, the minimum requirement is to take 14 units with at least one core course, which is specified as part of the curriculum itself. And each and every course within this, certification program has different prerequisites. Okay, Monica, if you can stay on the previous slide. Thank you. So each and every course has, different prerequisites. Some of them may have prerequisites, or some of them have very basic prerequisites, and some of them have little advanced prerequisites, and so on. And you don't have to stick to a specific schedule in taking that program. It's not like a one over the other, but as long as you have the prerequisites covered, that should be fine. And if the student has the prior experience, who was joining the course, prior experience and knowledge in a particular area, then I believe the UCSC can look into it and then bypass those prerequisites. Next slide, please. So overall, how is that course working, with respect to database and data analytics program? It caters to different, profiles in the IT or the data industry. Some of them could be like the end user, who is going to take a look at the data and then make those decisions. For example, they might be taking a look at the data through some spreadsheets or reports or even data visualization per se. Right? They will just consume the data. That's the end user there. And then business analyst, they should be able to, create the visualization by themselves or analyze the data, come up with certain outputs and then, present it in a different way that the end user can consume it. And different areas covered by the data scientists or the data engineers. Uh, it's like, if they wanted to do some data mining, get deep into the data and then, find out the issues or the the discovery of the data and so on, or explore the data. What is that, somebody can benefit out of this particular data set, or, how can I leverage this and then make the business successful, right? As part of that data exploration, there will be some statistical analysis or querying the data, reporting the data, or, learning how to even query the data and so on. So those are all the things that will be part of the data mining and data exploration related areas. And the next one is, the person could be a data engineer or the database administrator, um, looking into, how to handle the databases. It could be a small data mart or bigger data warehouse. How can I do the data modeling for that, or how can I, create the tables for that, or how can I load the data, or how can I read the data, how can I administer the databases or the infrastructure around it. Wherever it is, it's all about, the all these roles specified over there, and then the respective stakeholders. Those are all the people, that will be benefiting out of this particular certificate program. Next slide, please. So as part of the database and data analytics program, there are multiple tracks that we offer. As a whole, it's data analysis. Data analysis is the course, that talks about, how to, read the data, or how to fetch the data, how to read the data, how to clean up the data, how to, transform the data, or, how to find outliers in the data. And then finally, how do I report it? Or how do I do the modeling for that? When I say modeling, the statistical modeling for that, so that, I can present it to um, the data scientists or the business, so that, they can make the further decisions to improve the business and so on. So that's about the data analysis. The second track is data visualization and business intelligence. Data visualization is about, how to present the data in visual format, in terms of graphical formats. It could be like a pie chart or a bar chart, or, geo map, or 100 different new widgets and so on, that are used in the data visualization area. So that is being driven through the software called Tableau. Business intelligence, how do I, consume the data using the BI capabilities, or, using the Excel and then the pivot tables and so on. So that is covered through the business intelligence certification course. Next comes the next level. It talks about the data science, the deep learning, the data mining, machine learning, and AI related stuff. We'll talk more about that. And then the data engineering and big data is about, data engineering talks about, how do I handle the data as a DBA or a data engineer, or, what are the things that I can, learn about big data in the Hadoop and then the other ecosystems and so on. And Oracle database is about learning the fundamentals of the relational database management, and how to create tables, how to query them, and so on. These are all the 5 different tracks consisting of, more than 10 different programs within certificate courses within that. Next slide, please. So as I said, the Oracle database, it covers that particular certificate course covers the fundamentals of the relational database management, and then the structured query language, which can be applied to many other relational databases as well, not only Oracle, but, it provides the ANSI SQL standard, which can be applied to other ANSI databases as well. So, the DBA courses, which can be leveraged out of this is an Oracle certified professional or Oracle certified administrator. Those certifications can be availed. When you finish this program, you will be ready for that. And then, the Oracle 12c will be offered along with, the Unix and cloud environment hands-on experience as part of this course. From the database development point of view, the course includes, how to create the PL SQL packages, and then how to write the queries and so on. And MySQL is another open source database, which is pretty popular in the usage with the web applications. So that is also part of that. And and then you can also be able to use that with the building the websites, e-commerce websites, and so on, and then how to integrate them with the API and other RESTful services. The data warehouse and business intelligence as a curriculum, it includes multiple things. As I said earlier, data modeling, which is about the data modeling. What I'm talking about here is different from the statistical data modeling. The data modeling here is about, how do I create the entity relationship diagram? Basically, if I have to create some tables and then establish the relationship between those in a relational database, how do I do that? So this particular course focuses on creating how to create logical, conceptual, physical, and dimensional data model using a tool called Erwin. And the business intelligence solutions, as I talked about, it's about using the MS SQL Server and Excel, and how to create the data summary or processing and analytical tools, and also the reporting tools and techniques using the pivot tables and so on. Data visualization and building dashboard, it features Tableau. We'll learn how to create simple and complex reports, and then how to bring them into the dashboards, and how to create a story out of it. It's a pretty innovative tool, and pretty very popular tool in the industry. Tableau being a very popular tool, now being acquired by Salesforce. It's getting a lot of momentum, and there are a lot of things that we can create with this data visualization tool. Next comes data science. That's where the analytical skills comes into picture. As an analyst, you should be able to if you wanted to become a data analyst, you can learn the data analytical skills and how to read the data, or how to fetch the data, how to clean up the data, transform, and so on. And also visualize the data and then do the modeling of it. The next step goes in, if you wanted to be in the area of a data engineer or a data scientist, learning the machine learning algorithms, or how to do the pattern recognition using the AI, artificial intelligence concepts, and then also using the predictive analytics. Another course focuses on that, using the predictive analytics to cover the examples, some of the popular examples of how to refine a data model, how to build a data model, and how to refine a data model. Those come through the predictive analytics to cover what if scenarios. What will be my profit, or what will be my sales in the next 5 years, as an example. Those are the things that will be covered as part of the predictive analytics. Next slide, please. Big data, which is a pretty huge area and popular area. There are a lot of innovations happening in that through the Apache Foundation. There is a lot of growth happening in that industry. The reason being, the data is growing, right? Earlier the data used to be in kilobytes and megabytes and gigabytes. Now it's in terabytes and petabytes, right? So as the data grows, the job opportunity in that area grows as well. How to accumulate the data, how to manage that particular data, right? How do I use the open source tools? Within this big data area, there are a lot of open source tools that are available, which will be taught as part of this big data curriculum, right? If I wanted to use a Hive, as a querying language, those things are available as part of that. And then Hadoop, as I said, again, it's an open source framework, but of course there are a lot of other distributions available. Some companies are doing it, Mapr being one of them, or Cloudera, and so on. So, it depends on, which distributed file system that the company wants to support, right? And then you can build a database, you can build a data warehouse, or even you can use the Java and other, Spark and other languages to, build your data flow systems to get the data or populate the data and so on. As I said, Spark it's an in-memory technology. Using that, it's very pretty powerful processing language. Pick up the data very fast and then delivers the result soon, right? Again, similar is, you can use the Scala or the Python or the Java in the Spark framework. Last but not the least, the NoSQL. When I say NoSQL, it means like not only SQL, right? It's a different kind of SQL database, which is popular for handling the unstructured data format. Basically, you put it in a columnar format, read it in a different format than you normally do in a relational database format, because the data is stored in a specific way. So there are again courses to handle the NoSQL as well, which again falls into the big data arena. Next slide, please. Okay. Overall, most of these certificate courses, they follow the typical course structures. There will be lectures, there will be in classes exercises, predominantly the in-class exercises. Some of them, inevitably, we have to go through the exercise lectures to describe what is, a particular course about, and then what is the fundamentals and so on. So that will be taught through the lectures. And then the in-class exercises will be a combination mostly of, the practical exercises, wherein the students will be hands-on doing the practical exercise. Example, if I say data analysis or data dashboards and visualization or data modeling, or even the Hadoop programming and so on, they'll be focused on in-class exercises, taking a classic example, and then the students will be going through that. And there'll be periodical exams, or or the final projects, and then the assignments given periodically, a weekly or bi-weekly homework schedule. And then the sometimes that'll be like a pop quizzes and so on happening in the classes, depending on the instructor's interest. And then also the students can also chime in and ask them if they wanted to have anything, makes the class interesting. Most of these classes, we try to reduce the slide, because churning the slides make the students pretty boring. So we try to reduce that, and then keep them hands-on. But unavoidably, sometimes if we have to do some kind of reference and show it to them, like an architecture diagram or a conceptual diagram and so on, in those cases, there are certain slides that we'll have to share. And finally, there will be a project, for each and every course, which will be graded, as the majority part of that particular course, to assess, how the students have understood a particular certificate course, and then how they are able to excel. So that is the objective of the course. And as I said, heavily focused on the practical side of it. Be it the homework assignment or in-class assignment, the project, everything is focused on the practical aspect of it. Okay, so who are all the candidates, that are, that we see predominantly as part of these courses? People who want to transform from career A to career B. For example, somebody might be into the, data analysis, and then if they wanted to switch over to data science, or some of them are business analysts, they wanted to come into the technical side of, hey, I wanted to create data visualization, I wanted to know the data modeling side of it, or switching the career entirely, or somebody might be in between jobs, they wanted to learn certain additional skills, equip themselves, and then see if they can get something new into the into the growing arena of the IT and then the data area. And then preparing some of them might be like, hey, I'm already equipped, but I wanted to get into the next generation technologies, learn that so that I can be ready for that. So those are some of the typical students. Or sometimes it could be like new students, who are inquisitive about learning. Hey, I just finished my graduation, I wanted to learn more about it. My company allows me to take more courses, so I'm really interested in doing that, or I wanted to upgrade myself. Those are the variety of the students that fall into these kind of categories. Next slide, Monica, and then there's somebody waiting in the room. I'm not sure if you wanted to admit them. So, okay, if you can go back to the previous slide, sorry. Talking about the job market. right? I wanted to focus specifically on the database side of it. Database learn skills or the data analytics skill or the data visualization skills. They are much in demand based on what I have seen. Specifically from the point of the data analysts, or the data engineers, companies, even the startup companies, and then the big companies like Facebook and Google, they are always looking for data engineers, who are well versed with, the database technologies, or how to read the data, or how to analyze the data, or how to create statistical model out of it. Those are some of the areas, where the companies are focusing on, from the beginning level up to the experience level. If they're looking for experience level, that might be like a senior data engineer or a data scientist kind of thing, of course. And then the beginning roles, might be like a data analyst or a business analyst or a data engineer, or the data visualization engineer. Those are some of the titles that aligns with the skills that we are talking about. So that's from the job market point of view. Maybe the pandemic might have turned it a little bit, but nevertheless it's coming back. There are quite a few jobs that I've been seeing in the industry. I'm sure whoever is looking for a change in the industry or in the middle of the jobs, they should be able to find, equip themselves, and then find some jobs in their interesting areas. All right, some important information. Um, you know, um, so as far as part of the first step is, you have to declare your candidacy that, you are going to take this particular certificate program, right? That helps you in, or that protects you from the any changes that's happening in between in the program, so that you don't have to, take additional courses, or make some changes and so on. And then you will also get some updates and other opportunities, or some additional courses that will be added to the program as part of the entire curriculum. um, and then, if somebody is taking a course, and then, the necessary units, they should be completing within the 5-year window. Of course, it's too long a window. You should be able to cover it soon, but you have a time of 5 years. But of course, the clock starts on the day when you start the first course, until you end the program. So you have a window of 5 years. So if you wanted to join, declare early. Um, you know, So most of these courses, or all these courses, they come up with the online learning management systems. You can, which is the Canvas. Canvas is the system where you'll be interacting. Where you'll be able to, coordinate or communicate with other classmates, your peers, and then have a discussion board, or chat, or send an email through the inbox to the classmates and the instructor asking doubts, or you can look at the homework assignments, or the files shared by the instructor and other people. You'll be able to take the exams over there, automatically through the Canvas. And then, if there is a supplemental material that will be posted over there through the Canvas files, you should be able to take it from there. You can either download it or just take a look at it there itself. To receive the certificate for a specific program, you have to, the prerequisite is, you have to complete all the certificate requirements within the 5 years from the day when you start it, right? And then, once you do that, you'll be given the certification once the completion review is over, and there'll be a $95 fee for the particular completion review. And once enrolled into that, we'll conduct a thorough transcript review for this particular program, which will take up to 4 weeks to get it. Until then, keep your mailing address updated into the system, so that you don't miss anything. And this is the format or the template of the certificate that will be given. The next coming courses in this particular season, it will be starting January, the relational databases design and SQL programming, and starting on Jan 4th until March 22nd. And big data, it's giving the overview, what are the tools and the use cases, starting on Jan 12th, and then the data analysis again starting on Jan 9th. And then the NoSQL databases introduction on Jan 21st. All of these classes are, of course, online, due to the current, quarantine situation. So these are all the upcoming courses that you can take, and then you can enroll by December 31st, or sometime, to take early bird advantage, or sometimes if you are late in the game, you wanted to join only a specific course, you can do so. It provided the instructors admit you on the last day of that, the first day of the course, and there will be a 15% discount provided for the winter courses for all the people who are subscribing to it. And then you can contact through the student services or the workforce training or the international students, depending on where you fall, through the emails provided in here. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Monica, for giving us an opportunity to talk about this course, and then hope it was useful for all the audience over here to enroll into a specific to the program or to a certificate course as well.